This is the process shot. I'm Michael. I'm on the ground. And I've seen Calabasas 12620, a new short documentary from Xavier Rotnofsky. Initially a movie meant to document a group of UFO summoners, poor weather sees that event cancelled, though Rotnofsky and his crew don't get the news right away. However, they end up filming another, more tragic event. The aftermath of the helicopter crash, which claimed the lives of Kobe Bryant, his daughter, and several others. As news crews and locals come together to catch glimpses and confirm the rumors, we get a bit of a cross-section of the community. From the curious folks to the clout chasers to those who just want to celebrate a man's life even before they know for certain that he's gone. It's certainly an interesting concept, and it's especially interesting to see the reactions to the tragedy as they came in, with the initial uncertainty giving way to the gravity of this situation coming to light. Unfortunately, though, this doesn't really seem to be what comes through in the final edit for the film. Instead, the cross-section of the community becomes less focused on how they are reacting to the news of the crash, and more about the individual being interviewed. It's not necessarily a bad idea if a story can be found in that person, but the filmmakers don't really try to reach for a deeper connection there. It's a clearly missed opportunity, and it pushes the movie away from being an observational approach to, say, how people might cope with a tragedy, and instead becomes a short that's more like a somewhat random and chaotic collage of people who don't really have anything much in common. I'd have at least hoped that the film's technical aspects would have been a perk at least, but that doesn't really work out either. Calabasas 12620 is shot pretty well, especially for what is essentially a guerrilla film project, but there isn't much to help immerse the viewer. Everything is shot in a clinical and practical fashion, focused on making sure the people being interviewed or filmed can be seen clearly. There's no real sense of experimentation or stylization, even in B-roll footage. The film's colors are also pretty neutral and natural, not at all trying to bring out any sort of brightness or saturation from the footage. The only evidence that the filmmakers did seem to want to have a sort of message to share is at the end, when what seems like a literal kaleidoscope of imagery is pieced together in an effort to cement the idea of the community coming together in Kobe Bryant's memory. It harkens to the initial plans of filming a UFO summoning event, but by this point it's too little too late, and it's an idea which should have been given more thought and presented throughout the film, instead of as a bookend. Calabasas 12620, Xavier Rotnofsky, 2021. 2 stars. I don't really recommend seeing it. Anyways, that's the end of the review. If you liked it, feel free to leave a like. If you didn't, then leave a dislike. Comment on the video if you've got something to say, or subscribe to the channel if you don't want to say anything at all. All I know is that this short feels more like a first draft than anything substantial. But that's just me.